I'm known around town as Boat Rat Matt, and I'm running for mayor of Santa Barbara.
Why are you running for mayor?
Well, there's quite a few reasons. I'm running on my agenda. The primary reason I'm running for mayor is to make Santa Barbara a safer place for kids to grow up, which is the first cornerstone of my 4 cornerstone agenda. The second cornerstone is to stop the middle class squeeze and to resolve the housing crunch. The third cornerstone is to make Santa Barbara the green power capital of the world, in which I will give the citizens of Santa Barbara more than $1 billion of green technology. And the fourth cornerstone of my agenda is my Economic Development and Waterfront Reformation Act.
What about your background makes you qualified to run for mayor?
Well, I've been a parent my entire life, more than 33 years now being a parent in Santa Barbara. I raised my son in Santa Barbara. I came to Santa Barbara in 1989 with a 4-year-old boy and a dog, and I had less than $100 when I got here, and it was an extremely compassionate place. It took me less than 2 weeks to build my business, and I've been essentially working for the same people ever since. But in the last 5 years, Santa Barbara has become a dangerous place to raise a kid, and there's nobody that will make it safe. The police won't make it safe. The judges won't make it safe. I'm involved in litigation right now because my daughter's life has been endangered so much that I had to take it through court, but the court system is a letdown. The people do not want to make Santa Barbara a safe place for kids, and if I want it to be safe for my kid, what the city workers tell me to do is that we should just go to another harbor, because Santa Barbara is the way it is, and these people have a right to be predators, and I believe that many people working for the city would like it if the children were still in danger.
How would you rate the city and the mayor's handling of the pandemic these last 19 months?
I really support Mayor Murillo's light-handed approach to the pandemic. 2020 was probably the best year of my life because they didn't have the cops down here at the beach harassing all of us. We had the entire waterfront to ourselves. Just me and those guys, well, one of those guys there and that guy there. And as you can see, we pretty much had the beach to ourselves anyways. But we had the entire town to ourselves. Everybody else sheltered in place and stayed at home. And there weren't no cops going around harassing us anywhere in town. And that was really, really good. A lot of people thought Mayor Murillo should have been more strict enforcing mask laws and this and that. Now, personally, I'm not wearing a mask now. I've only worn a mask very little. I had my mask burning ceremony, I think, in April or May of 2020, and I haven't bought a mask since. People have given me a couple masks that I've thrown away. I usually have a bandana, which is right over there. But I do support Mayor Murillo's light-handed approach to the way she handled the pandemic itself. Now, I would have done things quite a bit differently, and I would speak out against federal, state, and county mandates that I don't believe in. And as a matter of fact, there's a Flintstone amendment to my 4 cornerstone agenda that will prohibit discriminating against people that are not vaccinated. It looks to me like there's a ploy to discriminate the non-vaccinated people out of the workforce. And as a matter of fact, I think they're talking about making it to where you have to be vaccinated to work in City Hall. And if that's the case and I'm elected mayor, I will not be able to accept the job because I do not plan on getting vaccinated by force.
What do you see as the key issues facing Santa Barbara right now?
The key issues would be enacting my 4 cornerstone agenda and all of the amendments. I believe that the citizens of Santa Barbara believe in my agenda, and I'm also working on leading Santa Barbara into the golden age. All this divisiveness and hatred and anger that has engulfed our city is probably the biggest issue that I will resolve. My campaign slogan is to stop the divide and to raise the vibe and to unite the 805.
If you were mayor, what would be some of the first things that you would do?
Before I become mayor, I would like to get the other candidates and the citizens to get behind my agenda. And I would like it if we could get city council to have a bill written up in support of my agenda that could be signed on day one. The Keystone Amendment to my agenda gives the citizens ownership of the business of Santa Barbara. Now, the way it is now, the employees of the business of Santa Barbara, the business of Santa Barbara is a multi-billion-dollar asset in which the employees get to manage the business of Santa Barbara and take all of the money and divide it up among themselves in the forms of big paychecks over $100,000 a year and a $100,000 a year pension. So all of the money that the city or the business of Santa Barbara makes off of us patrons, they divide that money up among the employees, and the patrons and the citizens get zero minus tax. So my Keystone Amendment would make the citizens of Santa Barbara owners of the business of Santa Barbara, and they would receive a dividend and a pension for living in Santa Barbara and owning the business. Especially if they're born in Santa Barbara, they'll be able to grow up and leave town if they want, which I doubt they will, but they'll still own the business of Santa Barbara if they're actually born in Santa Barbara, and especially if they're Chumash. But that would be one of my primary objectives, because I'm planning on giving the business of Santa Barbara more than $1 billion of technology, and I would like that money divided up among the citizens, especially those that are born here.
What else do people need to know as far as you or why you're running?
I would think the best thing to know about me is that I put my family and faith first, especially my family, but my faith is probably even more important to me than my family, which is the primary reason why I'm running. And by the way, I'm not running against Mayor Murillo, and she's done a very good job at getting a lot. Actually, I got rid of these people, but she's mayor, she gets credit. Getting rid of the waterfront director, the harbor operations manager, got rid of the city administrator, and I think the gentleman that's running for mayor, used to be a council member, is no longer working for the city. So we've gotten rid of a lot of people under Mayor Murillo's watch, which is a very good thing, but I believe that these people are going to come back and take her down, and on the way down, I'm right here, Mayor Murillo, pitch me the ball, and I'll run it in for a touchdown.